Women are the embodiment of strength, dedication, and power. That is why they have defied all societal norms and limitations to excel radically at sports. Among women's sports, tennis has a long history of accomplishments. Despite its long history, it is difficult to find top female players who have played this game. Nevertheless, few among them are the greatest female tennis players. These female tennis stars are the face of the sport and have inspired many with their performances. Welcome to the Rich Rabbit, and today we'll be talking about the greatest women tennis players of all time. With 5 Grand Slam singles titles and 209 weeks ranked #1 in the world, MARTINA HINGIS makes a strong argument to be ranked in the all-time top 10. Factor in her 13 Grand Slam doubles titles, 7 mixed doubles titles, and her 2 Tour Finals titles, and it's hard to exclude the Swiss star. Her singles career was relatively short due to injuries, and her first retirement came in 2003 at just 22 years of age. Had she remained healthy, she certainly would have contended for many more Grand Slam singles titles. MARTINA was able to extend her tennis career by playing mostly doubles. She had great success there with 3 Grand Slam doubles titles in 2017, her final year in competitive tennis. Known for her mental and physical toughness, JUSTINE HENIN was one of the most athletic women to ever play the game. Despite her small stature, she packed a powerful punch and played a complete game that included a powerful serve and a forehand shot that she hit with both power and accuracy. Known as one of the best volleyers in the game, HENIN was as comfortable at the net as from the baseline. In 2003, she achieved the #1 ranking in the world, having won both the French and the US Open. In 2004, HENIN won the gold medal at the Athens Olympics to go along with her first Australian Open title. She won 7 Grand Slam titles in her career. However, she retired abruptly in 2008, citing burnout from over 20 years of competitive tennis. A brief comeback in 2010 was short-lived, and she retired for good in early 2011. If not for having to compete against her sister SERENA, Venus Williams may very well have had many more Grand Slam titles to her name. The sisters have gone head-to-head in a Grand Slam final 9 times, with Serena winning 7 of those matches. While Venus's career has been fraught with injuries, there's no doubt that in the early 2000s, she was the woman to beat on tour. Between 2000 and 2001, Venus captured 4 of her 7 Grand Slam victories. In 2002, she finally attained the #1 ranking in the world, a spot she would capture on 3 separate occasions. Wimbledon has been Venus's favorite court, as she has won 5 titles there, the last coming in 2008. Who can forget the weird and wacky battle of the sexes between Billie Jean King and Bobby Riggs in 1973? Not only did King dispose of Riggs in short order, but she also dominated women's tennis from the mid-60s to the mid-70s. Her hard-charging, aggressive style of play was in sharp contrast to the stately ground game of Chris Evert, who came along in 1972 to challenge King as the queen of women's tennis. Nevertheless, King owned Wimbledon from 1966 to 75 when she won the title 6 times. Were it not for the unfortunate on-court attack and stabbing by a deranged fan in 1993, Monica Seles would certainly have gone on to win more Grand Slam titles. Her epic battles with STEFFI GRAF were classics, and we, the fans, were deprived of some great matches because of one fan's sick obsession. While Monica did return to tennis 2 years after the incident, she was never quite the same. To her credit, she did go on to win the 1996 Australian Open, her only post-attack Grand Slam victory. She continued to play until 2003 and officially retired in 2008. There's no doubt that Monica Seles was the most dominant player from 1990 to 92. During this time, she won 7 of her 9 Grand Slam titles. In 1991, she was the top-ranked woman in the world. Was there ever a player more graceful on the court than Chris Evert? She was a machine from the baseline. And with that two-handed backhand shot, she dominated women's tennis from the mid-70s into the early 80s. Evert still holds the record for reaching the most Grand Slam singles finals with 34. She managed to win 18 of them, including every major at least twice. When MARTINA NAVRATILOVA came along in the late 70s, it provided fans with a great on-court rivalry. Evert was the year-ending #1 player in the world for 7 years. She had a career winning percentage in singles matches of over 90%. There are many experts out there who feel that Margaret Court is the best player of all time. With a record 24 Grand Slam singles titles, it's hard to argue. Add in her 19 doubles and 19 mixed doubles titles, and Court has a record 62 major titles to her credit. She was the first woman in the Open era to win the singles Grand Slam in 1970. And she's one of only 2 women to have won a Grand Slam in mixed doubles, which she did twice. One of the toughest competitors to ever grace the court, MARTINA NAVRATILOVA dominated women's tennis from the late 70s through a good portion of the 80s. Known for her extreme physical conditioning, MARTINA brought the big serve and volley back to the women's game. She holds the Open era record for career titles with 167 and has 59 total Grand Slam titles. These include singles, doubles, and mixed doubles. MARTINA also holds the record for career Wimbledon titles with an amazing 9 championships. She will be remembered as one of the greatest doubles players ever, with 31 Grand Slam doubles titles and 10 Grand Slam mixed doubles titles to her credit. Able to win on all surfaces, STEFFI Graf was a model of consistency throughout her 17-year career. Her record 377 weeks ranked as #1 in the world is a record for any player, male or female. In 1988, Graf became the first player to achieve what is regarded as the calendar year Golden Slam. She won all 4 majors plus the Olympic gold medal in the same year, a truly remarkable feat. From the late 80s to the mid-90s, there was no one better than Graf. And when she retired in 1991, she was still ranked #3 in the world. Were it not for the long and storied career of Serena Williams, the case would be made for Graf as the greatest of all time. While many will still continue to debate Steffi versus Serena as the greatest female player of all time, they were both incredible players who dominated their era and advanced women's tennis. One of the strongest and most powerful women to ever play the game, Serena Williams has certainly left her mark on tennis. Together, Serena and her sister Venus have been a dominant force in women's tennis since the late 90s. Together, they have won 14 Grand Slam doubles titles. With 23 Grand Slam singles titles, Serena now owns the Open era record for Grand Slam singles titles by a tennis player, male or female. Serena's game has certainly withstood the test of time and competition. Her Grand Slam titles have come over an 18-year period, starting in 1999 with her latest victory coming at the 2017 Australian Open. Out of competitive tennis for most of 2017 while pregnant, Serena has now reached 4 Grand Slam finals without securing the coveted 24th title. And with that, it's time for us to call it a day. But we do hope that you liked the video and found it informative. And if you did, then subscribe to The Rich Rabbit and don't forget to click the bell icon. Your valuable suggestions are very important to us, so do post them in the comment section. And I'll see you in the next video.